Good afternoon, welcome to VANIK-IAS. We will discuss current affairs of 13th April. So, first we will discuss objective questions, then one mains topic and some prelim facts. First is with reference to sea-floor spreading theory. Consider the following statements. It was propounded by famous geographer Richard Hudson. And as per second statement is, as per these theories, ocean floor moves from the trenches towards the mid-oceanic ridges. Which of the following statements are correct? Here both statements are incorrect. It is sea floor spreading theory. This was proposed by Harry Hess. It was proposed by Harry Hess. And first, what happened in the sea floor? First, cracks develop, right? Then the basaltic magma rises. That magma rises and that creates, right, and it cools in the ocean floor that we call as mid-oceanic ridges. After that, these two parts of older rock, they move in two different directions. In this direction they move, and that is we call as sea floor spreading. So they move away. Here it is said that they move from the trenches towards the mid-oceanic ridges, right? So they do not move towards the mid-oceanic ridges, they move away from the mid-oceanic ridges. And which of the following? So both are wrong. It is proposed by Harry Hess. This is called as basaltic magma, right? Basaltic magma, which comes out after a rift is seen in the sea floor. Next, with reference to Kuril Islands. With reference to Kuril Islands, consider the following statements. These are set of 4 islands situated between Sea of Okhotsk and Indian Ocean. No, this is wrong. This is your Sea of Okhotsk. Sea of Okhotsk, right? And this is your Bering Sea. Here it is a peninsula. So yes, these are four islands. This is the this is the disputed territory. Here it will be, there will be 4 islands. These are Kuril Islands. Kuril Island. Kuril Islands. Near your Japan will be there. Here there will be Japan. This is Russia. Peninsula. This is a peninsula that was also in news. So this Kuril Island are the disputed areas between Russia and the Japan. But Russia and China, no. China do not claim, that is claimed by Japan. Sovereignty over the islands, uh, though the islands have been under the Russian control since the end of World War II. So neither one nor two are the right answer. This is called as, this is your Kamchatka Peninsula. Kamchatka Peninsula. Kamchatka Peninsula. Right. Then with reference to Pranhita River. Pranahita River, consider the following statements. It is a perennial river, provides sufficient water for food and wild creatures. Yes, it is a perennial river. It is the chief tributary of Godavari River. Right? It is the main tributary of Godavari River. Both statements are right. 1 and 2 both are right. There is a Pranhita sanctuary also that is present near the Pranhita river, Pranhita sanctuary. Right. These are some of the key tributaries of Godavari. Next. With reference to National Digital Health Mission, NDHM, consider the following statements. National Digital Health Mission, under this, every citizen of Indian citizen will have unique IDs, digitized health records, and identified for doctors and health facilities. Yes, unique health ID. National Digital Mission. This is unique health ID for every Indian citizen. Then where your history of health records will be there, that will be helpful for the doctors to identify your disease, right? There is at presently there is no such health records of the citizens, but this National Digital Health Mission, for unique ID there will be a set of health records of you will have a particular health record throughout your life, and that will be easy for the doctors to analyze, or in the diagnostic process that will be helpful. Right, that will be helpful in the diagnosis process. The initiative implemented by respective states under National Health Mission. The initiative is implemented by respective states under the National Health Mission. Now, this is jointly, this is a center sponsored scheme, and that will be both center and state will have will have the shares. So second statements will be wrong. Only one is the right answer. And recently seen in the news, Falkland Islands, where it is present. Falkland Island, it is the disputed territory between Argentina, right? Argentina and Britain, right? Both the country are claiming their territorial, claiming those Falkland Islands as their territory. They are just in the east direction of Argentina. Suppose this is your South America, this is Argentina, this is Chile. Then here there is Falkland Island, right? West Falkland Island and East Falkland Island. East Falkland Island, Falkland Island and East Falkland Island, they are present in South Atlantic Ocean, right? Here is your Pacific. This is Pacific, and right side of South America is your Atlantic, and this is West Falkland Island. This is East Falkland Island, and they are present in the southern hemisphere. This is South Atlantic Ocean. B. This is a disputed territory between Argentina and Britain. Then Cotton 4. What is Cotton 4? It is a negotiating group associated with which organization? It is World Trade Organization, WTO. These Cotton 4 are 4 countries. Right? What are these 4 countries? One is Benin, then Burkina Faso, then Chad and Mali. These 4 countries, they are they are called as Cotton 4. They are demanding to celebrate celebrate Cotton Day, that is October 7. October 7, as Cotton Day by the United Nations. Right? They have given the application for recognition of October 7 as Cotton Day by United Nations. Right? World, so according to that, World WTO is organizing World Cotton Day event with collaboration of United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization (UNFAO) and UNCTAD and ITC. Right? Who is organizing? WTO is organizing, UNCTAD, UNCTAD, and your Food and Agriculture Organization, and your International Trade Center (ITC), then International Cotton Advisory Committee (ICAC). All they are organizing this World Cotton Day on October 7. Application is applied for the World Cotton Day in United Nations. So A is the answer. Cotton four countries: Benin, Burkina Faso, then Chad, Mali. These are the four countries who are called as cotton four countries. Then consider post act. If you just know about, if you want to know about cotton, then cotton, it's a kharif crop, right? See, cotton is a kharif crop. It's a kharif crop. It requires low rainfall, not very high. That is hardly 50 to 100 centimeter. So it can be cultivated in the arid regions. Ideal temperature is from 21 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, and it requires at least 210 days, 210 frost-free days, frost-free days a year. This is the basic requirement of cotton cultivation, right? And remember, India is second largest producer of cotton after China. Okay, India is second largest producer of cotton after China. Regular soil is very good for cotton. For cotton, regular or black soil, that is predominantly present in the peninsular India, right? So this is all about your cotton. Kharif crop 5 to 100 centimeter 100 cm rainfall is ideal. 21 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. At least 210 days of frost-free days a year is essential for cotton cultivation. India is the second largest producer of cotton after China. Cotton producer after China. What is the following statement with reference to protection of women from sexual harassment or POS Act? Right. The Act provides every employer to require to constitute an internal complaints committee at each office uh, or branch with 10 or more employees. Yes, if there is 10 or more employees, then you have to establish an internal complaints committee. This statement is right. Question is, your word is incorrect. So first is not incorrect, right? The complaints committee have the powers of civil courts for gathering evidence. Yes, they have the power of civil courts. So both the statements are right here. Both the statements are correct. Nothing is incorrect. So answer is D. The Act provides every employer required to constitute an internal complaints committee, and that must be that has the power of civil court to gather the evidence. Remember, this came in the background of this post act is your Vishakha and others versus state of Rajasthan. Vishakha and others versus state of Rajasthan. Rajasthan, and accordingly, Vishaka guidelines came. Right. Vishaka guidelines came. So none of the above is the answer. Right. For that, they have to establish a C box as well. C box under Vishaka guidelines to reduce C box means complaint committee, that is called as C box. In every office, there should be a C box. Comply with the Vishaka guidelines of Supreme Court. And consider the following statements. The labor force consists of persons who are of age 15 years or older and are unemployed and are willing to work only. Whenever you see something like only, then majority of the cases they are wrong. Here it is also wrong, right? They are unemployed persons who are so everybody who is above age 15, they are called as labor force. Up to age 65, they are called as labor force, right? Those who are able to work, they are called as labor force. In India, labor force participation rate is not only lower than the rest of the world, but also uh, yes, falling in the past 5 years. Yes, labor force participation rate, especially labor force participation rate, it is two options. This is right, especially in case of female labor force participation rate, that is reducing from 26% to 20%. Labor force participation rate of women, that is reducing from 26% to around 20%. So two option is right answer, but first is wrong, so only two option is the right. With reference to the heat wave, choose the correct statement using the codes given below. Heat waves. IMD does not define a heat wave. No, it defines. Right. Heat wave means if the heat is more than 40 degrees Celsius, it's heat wave. If the temperature is more than 40 degrees Celsius, it can be calculated as heat. According to National Disaster Management Act, heat wave or above 45 degrees Celsius region, whether it is a plain or hilly topography. No, it is different for hilly and different for plain region. So both the statements are incorrect here. Right. This is for plain regions, and for hilly areas it is 30 degrees Celsius. In case of hilly areas, if the temperature is more than 30 degrees Celsius, then it can be called as a heat wave condition. Right? It is especially seen between March and June. Heat wave. Next question. What is your Indian Meteorological Department, IMD? Indian Meteorological Department, IMD, it is established in 1875. Remember, IMD was established in 1875. It is an agency of Ministry of Earth Sciences. Ministry of Earth Sciences. Earth Sciences. It's a agency of Ministry of Earth Sciences of Government of India. Right. As principal agency responsible for meteorological observation. This is IMD, established in 1875 under Ministry of Earth Sciences regarding meteorological observation, forecasting and seismology. Seismology means related to the study of earthquakes. Right. So here both the statements are neither one nor two. Then which of the following with regards to government of National Capital Territory Delhi Amendment Act or GNCTT Act 2021. The bill provides the term government refer to any law made by the Legislative Assembly will imply to the legislative lieutenant governor, right? Yes, this is right. Government refer to lieutenant governor. The bill provides such rules must be consistent with the rules of procedures and business of Lok Sabha, conduct of business of Lok Sabha. Yes, right. It gives discretionary power to. It also gives discretionary power. It gives discretionary power to LG of Delhi. Right. Even on matters where legislature of Delhi has empowered to make laws, there is also certain discretionary power of the lieutenant governor. Right. So this is your GNCTD Act 2021, which government refers to, by which government refers to um, the, the lieutenant governor of Delhi. So the objective question discussion completes here. Now we will go to discussing the important facts for prelim. First is your PM's Care Fund, PM Cares Fund. PM will discuss. Yes, a petition was filed seeking PM Care funds to be declared as state under Article 12 of the Constitution of India. Under Article 12, any entity where government public expenditure is done, that is state. It may be a Panchayat Raj institution, it may be any public, for example, any public companies, right? Public sector companies, or state government, central government, any government bodies, where government and private both are collaborating with each other, that can be also called as state under Article 12. The definition is given in under Article 12. So that was seeking that PM Cares Fund must be declared as state under Article 12. What is PM Cares Fund? It is established in 2020, registered as a public charitable trust. Right. The undertake and support relief or assistance of any kind related to public health emergency and any other kind of emergency, calamity or distress, either man-made or natural, including creation or upgradation of healthcare, pharmaceutical facilities, any other necessary infrastructure, funding for relevant research or any other type of support. This is the objective of PM Care funds for any type of public emergency and for creation of upgradation of healthcare system or pharmaceutical system, or for any investment or research. PM Care funds should be utilized. It is a public charitable trust. To render financial assistance, provide grants of payments or money, or take such other steps as may be deemed necessary by the board of trustees to the affected population. To financial assistance, provide grants of payments of money, or take such other steps that may be deemed necessary by board of trustees to affected population. Right. So those affected population, they will be get benefited, and the if that will be decided by the board of trustees. This is the objective of PM Care funds. It was primarily created during the COVID period, right? Then what is the composition of PM Care fund? Prime Minister is the ex officio chairman of PM Cares fund, and Minister of Defence, Minister of Home Affairs, Minister of Finance, Government of India are the ex officio trustees of the funds. Ministry of Defence, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Finance, and Government India, they are the ex of Government India, are ex officio trustees of the PM Cares fund, whereas Prime Minister is the ex officio chairman. The chairperson and board of trustees have the power to nominate 3 trustees to the board of trustees who shall be eminent persons in the field of research, healthcare, science, social work, public administration, and philanthropy. So the chairperson of the board of trustees shall have the power to nominate 3 trustees. He will nominate 3 trustees. Any person appointed of shall have a pro bono capacity. Right. Then the fund consists of entirely voluntary contribution from individuals, organizations, and does not get any budgetary support. It will not come from any budgetary support. That will be entirely voluntary contributions from the individuals, organizations, or private companies. Anybody can donate to the PM Care Fund. Donation to PM Cares Fund would qualify for 80G benefits of 100% exemption of Income Tax Act 1961. 100% exemption of under Income Tax Act 1961, like any other trust, right? Donation to PM Cares Fund will also qualify to be counted as a corporate social responsibility expenditure under Companies Act 2013. Corporate social responsibility under Companies Act of 2013. If you are donating PM Cares, that also will be counted, and there will be tax exemption, income tax exemption of 1961. PM Cares Fund has also got exemption under FCRA, and a separate account for receiving foreign donations has been opened. It has also got exemption under FCRA, and separate account for receiving foreign donation also opened. Registration: the trust deed of PM Cares Fund has been registered under Registration Act 1908. Registration Act 1908, it is also registered. PM Care Fund is also registered. Right. Next topic is Guillain-Barré syndrome. What is this Guillain-Barré syndrome? The risk of developing Guillain-Barré syndrome after receipt of COVID-19 vaccine is small but higher with Johnson and Johnson shot. At Johnson and Johnson, that this Guillain-Barré syndrome is higher in case of Johnson and Johnson shot COVID-19. It is a rare condition where person's immune system attacks the peripheral nerves. Person's immune system attacks the peripheral nerves. Remember, it is the immune system of a person that attacks the peripheral nerves. That is Guillain-Barré syndrome. The syndrome affects the nerves that control the muscle movement, as well as those that transmit pain, temperature, and touch sensations. Right? All these are affected by Guillain-Barré syndrome. This can result in muscle weakness and loss of sensation of legs or arms. It is more common in adults. In males, people of all ages can be affected. Guillain-Barré syndrome. People of all ages can be affected. They may cause muscle weakness or loss of sensation in leg and arms, or that control muscle movement, and the transmit pain, temperature, and touch sensation. Right. Person immune system attacks peripheral nerves. The rare condition in which person immune system that attacks the peripheral nerves, that is Guillain-Barré syndrome. And what are the causes? It is often preceded by an infection. This could be the bacterial or viral infection. Guillain-Barré syndrome is also triggered by vaccine administration or surgery. A vaccine is a dead virus that is given to the body, right? So that causes it is because that creates one type of infection inside body, and that causes Guillain-Barré syndrome. Symptoms: weakness or tingling sensations. Usually they start the legs, can spread the arms and face. For some people, these symptoms can lead to paralysis of legs, arms, muscle in the face. These symptoms can lead to paralysis of legs, arms, muscle in the face. Treatment: it is potentially life-threatening. The GBS patients should be hospitalized, and so that they can be monitored closely. Supportive care includes monitoring breathing, heartbeat, blood pressure. Some patients also need immunological therapies. And these things need to be done for Guillain-Barré syndrome. Next topic is World Malaria Day. Recently, World Malaria Day was observed by World Health Organization to spread awareness about illness. World Malaria Day. About World Malaria Day to 25th April is support 25th April. 25th April World World Malaria Day. World Malaria Day 25th April. The theme of 2022: harness innovation to reduce malaria disease burden and save lives. See here, I would like to say one more issue regarding malaria, that is antimicrobial resistance, that has developed in 85% of the cases where chloroquine has been used by various countries. WHO has regarded antimicrobial resistance one of the top 10 global health crises at present, and antimalarial resistance has also developed, and that is the issue regarding antimalarial resistance. That is the issue of WHO. It has been seen because of the taking of chloroquines or other antibiotics, right? That really is creating a health crisis. In case of tuberculosis, also antimicrobial resistance is also seen in 85% of the patients. And if that develops, what happens? No more medicine will work. The old medicines will not work for them. That is antimicrobial resistance. History. In Africa, governments have been observed Malaria Day since 2001. However, in 2007, during the 60th session of World Health Organization, it was proposed to recognize Africa Malaria Day as World Malaria Day, recognize the impact of disease worldwide. Right? Odisha government has launched a Mamata scheme, sorry, Dadan scheme, right? Dadan scheme for to against this malaria, to control the malaria. It was highly successful. The first World Malaria Day was held in 2008. First World Malaria held in 2008, especially getting inspiration from the Africa. Significant. The day is celebrated and observed, raise awareness about life-threatening diseases, and encourage people to come together in order to prevent it. The day allow new donors to join the fight against malaria by organizing fundraisers for the initiative. It also aims to bring research and educational institutions to communicate any scientific advancement made regarding the disease. Right. Also brings research and educational institutions to communicate any scientific advancement made regarding the disease, that is regarding malaria, right? For research and educational institution for awareness and fundraising against countering the malaria. Next, about malaria. It is a preventable, treatable disease that continues to have devastating impact on the health and livelihood of people around the world. It continues to have devastating impact on health and livelihood people around the world. In 2020, there are estimated 241 million of new cases of malaria and 6,27,000 malaria-related deaths in 85 countries. More than two-thirds of deaths were among the children under 5 years of the African region. Right. So 241 million of new cases of malaria and 6,27,000 malaria-related deaths in 85 countries. Although it is a preventable and treatable disease, still it has a devastating impact on the whole world. It is caused by Plasmodium parasites. Plasmodium parasites, right? That is the female Anopheles mosquito. Plasmodium parasites. Transmission: the parasites spread through bites of infected female Anopheles mosquitoes. Female Anopheles mosquitoes, they transmit the Plasmodium. The parasites are spread. In human body, parasites initially multiply the liver cells and then attack the red blood cells, RBC. That's why blood tests are done for mosquito, for infected female, for the, so sorry, that's why the blood test is done to identify whether there is malaria or not. There are 5 parasite species that causes malaria in humans. 2 of these are Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium vivax pose the greatest threat. Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium vivax. Recent distribution, it is predominantly found in tropical and subtropical areas of Africa and South America and Asia. Africa, South America and Asia is the region at which this malaria is found. Symptoms: fever, flu-like illness including chills, headache and muscle ache and fatigue. These are the symptoms of malaria, that is fever, illness, chill, headache and muscle ache and fatigue. Prevention, it is also preventable, also curable. You can use mosquitoes, you can use mosquito repellents. There are various vector control is the main way to prevent reduced malaria transmission. Vector control. Antimalarial medicines used to prevent malaria, for example, chemoprophylaxis, antimicinin-based combination therapy, ACT, vaccine. WHO recommended broad use of RTS, S-malaria vaccine to young children living in the areas of moderate and high malarial transmission. Wherever there is high malarial transmission, they can use to take RTS vaccine or malaria vaccine. Initiative taken by Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) established Malaria Elimination Research Center in India, which is a conglomeration of partners working on malaria control. In India, also 18 global leaders who endorsed Malaria Elimination Roadmap of Asia Pacific leaders, Malaria Alliance, in the East Asia Summit held in Malaysia in 2015. Eighteen global leaders, they endorsed the Malaria Elimination Roadmap. It was then the Alliance leadership see the goal of ensuring the region becoming free of malaria by 2030. In 2017, Indian government launched 5 National Strategic Plan for Malaria Elimination, that is from 2007 to 2022. That shifted focus malaria control elimination and provided roadmap to end malaria by 571 districts out of India's 678 districts by 2022. Right, that's the scheme that is launched, that is National Strategic Plan for Malaria Elimination, that projected to end malaria in 571 districts out of the 678 districts by 2022. Then next topic is regarding hate speech. Right, hate speech. Hate speech is the root of many forms of violence that being perpetrated and has become one of the biggest challenge in the rule of law in social harmony. Right. The term hate speech is understood in any kind of communication in speech, writing, behavior. First you have to write what is hate speech. Right. Whenever you see a question, first just define what is hate speech. Right. It is understood as any kind of communication in speech, writing, behavior that attacks or uses pejorative or discriminatory language which refers to a person, group based on their religion, ethnicity, nationality, race, color, descent, gender, or other identifying factor. Right? If you are speaking on the basis of religion or ethnicity, nationality, race, color, that discriminatory language or such type of bad behavior, that can be called as hate speech. The Law Commission in its 247th report on hate speech said that such utterances have potential to provoke individuals and society to commit acts of terrorism, genocide, and ethnic cleansing. These utterances have the potential, to provoke individuals, society to commit acts of terrorism, genocide, and ethnic cleansing that already happened in our country. For example, it has happened many parts. It has happened in Jammu and Kashmir. It has happened in Muzaffarnagar. It has happened in Gujarat. Many times there is communalism that has been seen. There is already also terrorism based on some particular ideologies because of the indoctrination of certain people, or because they are again and again constantly talking against one particular community. And when you constantly talks on one particular community, some people they become radicalized and they use violence against those people, and communalism starts. Recently, by various processions, Hindu procession, Ramanavami processions, it has been seen that there are violent clashes between the two communities, between Hindus and Muslims, in various parts of India, for example, in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh. So such type of ethnic cleansing basically they happens because of hate speech in a particular that maybe belongs to a particular religion, any particular region. They may leaders are there from all the particular regions, religions. The leaders they use hate speech, right? Hate speech to provoke the hate speech to provoke some youth. There is no international legal definition of hate speech. The characterization of each what hateful is controversial and disputed. Yes, many times leader also speak, and they also speak. I mean, say something like that is can be considered as hate speech, right? But it is disputed, right? So there is no proper definition of hate speech. Then, right, and has become part of the challenges. Penetrated and has become one of the biggest challenges of the rule of law and social harmony. What is the impact of hate speech in the society? Hate speech is a discursive process of pushing marginalized groups outside social, economic, and political spheres of the society by disseminating hate propaganda and encouraging the discrimination. Right? Why hate speech is created? This is to pushing the marginalized groups outside the social, economic, political spheres of the society by disseminating hate propaganda or encouraging discrimination. Right? Marginalized groups means that may be, though, for example, that may be women, that may be minorities, that may be Dalits, or the poor people. They can be marginalized. Even in some cases, out of the upper classes, some of the poor people, they are also marginalized, and they are also hate speeches are also done against them. At its most powerful harmful, it is widely recognized as precursor to ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing it happened in various parts of the world, even today also. It happened in Myanmar, it happened in Sri Lanka, it happened in India. So before ethnic cleansing, these are the ideological apparatus they are used, that is hate speech or speaking against a particular community or discriminating against a particular individual. Internal security. The Muzaffar riots 2013 as it triggered a fake video. Was triggered by a fake video. The total Muzaffar riots was triggered by a fake video. That incited communal passions in West. Hate speech combined the fake news on minorities that has induced anti-immigration sentiment. France, Italy, Greece, anti-immigration sentiment. So many times of fake news and fake videos, fake information against one particular community. Right? That creates issue of internal security. Use of homophilia or bubble phenomenon. It uses matching political views exchange. It uses with matching political views exchange one-sided information and opinions that suit their own convictions, reinforcing them even further, even if those are based on false information. For example, Twitter prompts users to follow those who express similar view or post. Right? If anybody is in Twitter, usually they follow those people who have similar views. So that lead to homophilia or bubble phenomenon. And because of matching political views, they always exchange one-sided information, right? They do not say the two sides of the story. And such one type of story they trigger disturbances between a particular community. Then igniting extremist sentiments. Fake news perpetuates previously locally found extremist ideas and groups together dangerously. Like-minded people, for example, Nazis in Germany, they're extremist sentiments, right? Nazis in Germany, separatists in Kashmir, they're extremist in sentiment. That's why we have seen ethnic cleansing in Kashmir and Kashmir. There is a huge migration of 2 to 3 lakh people from more than lakhs of people from Jammu and Kashmir. That is one. That is because that is we can say that that is because of one reason is this hate speech, but that is mobilizing the masses against one particular mass. Then mob lynching, rumors of child lifting in Jharkhand. Yes, this led to mob lynching in the innocent victims. Right, mob lynching in innocent victims that has also happened. Around 20 30 people they have killed because of This perception that a particular person will take the child. Violence. An atmosphere of violence and chaos is created directly and indirectly. The Christchurch terror attack in a mosque by extremists was result of Islamophobia, direct result of hate speech. Islamophobia, that means fearing the people belongs to uh, Islam religion, that is Islamophobia, and they attack a mosque. Misinformation, disinformation due to hate speech and fake news have led to riots as seen in the Delhi riots case 2020. Right? Delhi riots case 2020. Why it is happened? Because of the anti-CA protest. One of the parties anti-CA protest. They thought that some of the Muslim population, they thought that their population will be evicted from India. Right? But there is that was anti in the Constitution Amendment Act, that was Citizenship Amendment Act, that is not for Indian people, that is especially meant for the people who belongs to Bangladesh or Sri Lanka or Afghanistan or Pakistan. Right. So what needed to be done? What are the measures that need to be taken? What's biggest social media companies, including Facebook, Google, and Twitter, Biden's exploring the industry-wide alliance to curb the fake news and other platforms in India. Fake news is highly prevalent from both sides, that is from both the right and left. The Election Commission of India must strive technical companies to identify the creator of such news, right? Fake news, to identify them, right? And to, if I mean, religious, that is inducing religious intolerance, then that must be curbed. And then educating the end users, right? Those people who are using that, they must know that the repercussions of all these things. The government should bring out a policy framework on the possible harm due to internet messaging platforms to engage at a deeper level. Right? Imposing hefty fines in like Germany, social media companies have faced fines for up to 50 million euro if they persistently fail to remove illegal content from their sites. Clarity, what needed to be done? What needed to be done? Clarity and technological upgradations needed to deal with the mechanism to get down such material which is prone to disturb the social setup. Improving the level of training in equality and non-discrimination among the police forces, legal bodies, improving research and encouraging report of such content. So if there is some fake content, that must be removed immediately. And there should be certain bodies, for example, some news feeds are also as deploying fact checkers, whatever get viral in the social media, they check whether it is right information or wrong information. And some news agencies, so non-state actors like news agencies and some particular human beings are also working in this dimension, that is reducing the fake news, right? So here the lecture ends, and to encourage us, like this video, share this video, and subscribe to VANIK-IAS. Thank you.